Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name is Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. And it's a little bit different this evening. As you can see, there's a monthly chart, which you don't often see me talking about, but today I'm going to. Anyway, it's Sunday, so happy Sunday to you. I hope you've had a smashing weekend. That means we'll be getting or Bybit, I'm not on Bybit at the moment, on Bitstamp. Bybit will be getting a closure on the weekly at midnight, so just in a few hours. And I'll talk about that in a minute, okay? But I just want to get this bit out of the way first, right? And you may or may not find this interesting. I thought it was interesting, so I'm going to tell you all about it. And before I do that, I just want to remind you, it's not financial advice. Okay, so what you can see in front of you, you can see some vertical lines. They represent the months, because obviously it's a monthly chart. The green lines are the monthly highs, and the red lines are the monthly lows in each of the previous bull markets or bull runs. And so obviously the bear markets are represented by the price action in between the green and the red. Okay, so red to green, bull market, green to red, bear market, all right, on the monthly. And then down here, I've got a stochastic, but I've sort of slimmed it down a bit. I got rid of the moving average, and I've just took on a 50% line. And as I'm sure you're aware, but I'll just remind you, stochastic is a momentum oscillator that sort of plots momentum in a percentage way. So the candle that you're looking at right now, it gives you it reflects that price action as a percentage of the previous ones, and you can set the look back period to whatever you want. Okay, so it just gives you a percentage momentum indicator. That's exactly what it is. Now, I'm using the 50% because it's just a black and white value, and you'll see why it's sort of significant as I go through it. All right. So what it represents to me, I'm making this up. Like, I don't know, maybe you'll see some of this somewhere else, but I'm making this up. This represents, so the 50% across, when the stochastic crosses the 50% either to the upside or the downside, represents, or I'm defining that as if it crosses to the upside, a bullish phase, and if it crosses to the downside, a bearish phase. Okay, so just keep that in your mind. All right. So this first bull market, clearly the stochastic didn't really populate because it needs enough historical data to be able to populate. So I'm not going to comment on this bull market phase with regards to the stochastic crossing the 50%. All right. But what I am going to start with is this then the bear market phase, and you can see the stochastic crossed below the 50% 1, 2, 3, 4 months after the high. All right, and then it was down here, crossed back up there, went all the way up to the top, and then I'm going to look at the same thing. So the cross of the stochastic occurred 1, 2, 3 months after the top was already in. Okay, and then there's the bottom. Now this cross down here, I'm not counting because this was, I don't know if you've heard of it before. This was the global pandemic called COVID. Like, the number of times I heard that phrase, it's just ridiculous, and I'm rather sick of it. But anyway, yeah, there was a cheeky little virus going around at this time, and so that affected everything. So I'm going to ignore that cross, all right, and go to when it next crosses down, which again was after the high, and it was 1, 2, 3 months, all right? So after the high was in here, 3 months later, momentum, using my definition, confirms bull market's over. Here, again, from the high, 3 months, and then momentum. My predefined momentum says bull market's over. And here, 4 months afterwards, after the high, bull market's over. All right? Now, clearly, you can see that the monthly stochastic is nowhere near the 50% mark. In fact, it turned back up as of the closure of last month. So it's not even heading down. And therefore, this to me is, it's limited evidence, but it is evidence nonetheless that this bull market has more to give yet. And it does that in a sort of a momentum manner rather than a time manner, as in based on 3 years up, 1 year down, which is due with the halving of Bitcoin, so supply and demand. So I thought it was interesting, and it would be really interesting to see if wherever Bitcoin makes it, let's not point up to 300,000, but wherever Bitcoin gets to, probably by the winter of 2025, not financial advice, but wherever it gets to at that point, 3 months later, I reckon the stochastic will cross down below the 50%, and I'll be in the bull run. Right, there you go. So that's a prediction. This will be saved on YouTube, so I'll come back to it myself if I can remember, because I do one of these every day, in a year and I don't know, 6 months or something, 18 months, and see if that's correct. And who knows, maybe it will be, maybe it won't. All right, then, so that's enough of that jazz. And now I'm going to switch back to a Bybit, but on a weekly, not on a monthly. And we can get rid of stochastic. Oh, I've done a bit of drawing too, but basically, should I get this reset this to something a bit more sensible. That's better. And the weekly closure will occur in the next 4 hours, and it's currently at 69,000, which is interesting because what's it called? CME closed at 67,750. So it's above at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back to the same level. Or if it does stay above that level, that would put a nice little gap on the CME chart. But why am I going on about that? It's not really. But anyway, so it's neither bearish or bullish closure as it stands. I mean, it's slightly more bullish than bearish, but it doesn't change a damn thing, as they say, with regards to this overall range. Anyway, those stupid lines I'm going to explain right now. What am I on? 8.5 minutes. Why did it take me so long to explain the previous thing? I don't know.Maybe I'm getting slow in my old age. But sorry, this has been a lengthy one. The rest of this will be very simple and short. I just drew, for a bit of fun really, I drew the up, the down, the up, the down, the up. Where's the next down going to be? But as you can see, each leg is a bit shorter than the previous one. That to me is just a weird way of showing that this is basically a bullish consolidation with higher lows up against resistance, pretty much at the previous all-time high. And that's just all normal price action within a bull market, really. Nothing surprising there. It may be frustrating, but I mean, I don't find it frustrating, but I'm sure some people do, because you want some decision within Bitcoin's market at the moment. But ultimately, the indecision that doesn't break down, by definition, has to give rise to more upside. So, yeah, I thought that was quite sort of geometric, and I quite like maths, and physics and all that, and geometry and all that jazz. So I thought it was quite cool. But anyway, right, blah, 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 blah. Stop going on about it, Simon. Key area for more downside is 67,000, and obviously there is upside at the moment, but a really good push would be expected above 71.5, and closures on 4-hour daily either of those areas are likely to see either more up if it's at 71.5 or indeed more down. And then anywhere in between is just oscillating. I think I'll leave it at that. I don't want to go into too much more detail because I could go right into the lower time frames, but this is nearly 11 minutes. So I'm going to put a draw on. I'm going to draw a line under that. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, then please like and subscribe. If you haven't and you think it's rubbish and I'm barking mad, which I probably am, hopefully it wasn't rubbish though, then do me a favour, don't come back tomorrow because I'll be doing it all again. Okay, take care. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. See you tomorrow.